Okay, there you go. Okay, so understanding the component, I think as of now, a lot of you might still think that O levels oral comprises of reading aloud. Okay, reading aloud is no longer in the syllabus because I think they do think that they feel that at Sec 4 or Sec 5 level, you should be able to read aloud, right? I mean, reading aloud is something that we test at primary school level. Okay, so the Singapore Assessment Board as well as the people who created your syllabus, all your syllabus documents, they decided that it's good to remove. So what are you going to be tested for oral if your teacher in schools have not covered? There are two components. The first part will be a planned response, okay, meaning they will give you a stimulus, which is probably in the form of, it is in the form of a video, okay, and then based on the video, you will also be given a question prompt, okay. You have 10 minutes preparation time, so you need to prepare a response based on the prompt given to you. Okay, so that's the first component. That part is actually 15 marks. Yeah. And then the other part will be your basically your stimulus-based conversation with your examiner. So two parts to it. There's no more reading aloud. Okay. Now they will expect you to, of course, do better for the planned response because you are given the prompt beforehand and you are given time to prepare. Okay, so for planned response, you really need to be very strategic about it. Okay, because you have time to prepare, so you need to make sure that you uh have. Usually, we have a template to follow. So while you're preparing, of course, you're seated like somewhere, in the school hall or something. Usually, they conduct it in the school hall. I'm not sure. It depends on schools. Okay, but most schools will conduct their oral exam in the school hall with all your English teachers present. And then they will give you time to prepare. You'll be seated there. Please don't be distracted by other students or teachers around. Okay, just focus and plan your response well. Later on, we'll go through some of like the template that you can follow when you are really trying to tidy your thoughts. Okay, Natalie is here. Hold on a second. Let me take her attendance first. Natalie. Okay, right. It's okay, Natalie. Fine. Oh, okay, right. Thank you for informing. Yeah. Okay. We will go back to where we left off. Basically, Natalie, we are covering oral today. I think your oral exam should be coming out really soon. Okay, it's nearing the end of the year, and I was just sharing that semester 2 is really short. Okay, basically term four, I think is about 3 weeks only before your end of year exam. Then after it will be going through of papers and all, and then you'll have early holidays. I think your holiday will probably start because they will have to release you so that they can prepare for O-level exams and N-level exams. So term 4 is really short. Okay, but nevertheless, it's still an important year for all of you. Okay, because you're gonna choose your subjects. Yeah. So do your best. Okay, do your best. Okay. Now, yeah, so I was just sharing that it's different now. Okay, O-level oral, if you have not found out, it's different. Okay, the first part, like I said, is plan response, and you just need to be very careful and just be strategic about it. Plan a very good response to impress your examiners. So that's like half the battle won, right? The second part, I think, is a little bit more of maybe practice, and it also depends on the topic that's going to be tested. Okay, if it's something that you're very confident in and you're very familiar with, then you probably will have a better conversation with your examiner. Okay, there are certain tips that we can follow, but then again, it really depends on your performance that day. Okay, So I think it's something that we can control better would be the plan response. So do well in your plan response, 15 marks each. Let me draw out the syllabus document and share. Hold on. Is it this one? Yeah, okay, it's this one. Okay. So if you notice, this is actually this year's exam format syllabus for O levels. Okay, eventually all of you will be taking O levels, right? So, okay, like I said, now it's no longer reading aloud. It used to be reading aloud 10 marks and spoken interaction 20 marks. Okay, now it's a 15-15, same weightage. Okay, 15 marks for plan response and 15 marks for your spoken interaction. Spoken interaction is still the same. So you are supposed to have a conversation with the examiner. Examiner might ask you questions and all. Okay, but plan response is you're given the prompt before you even meet the examiner. Okay, so you have 10 minutes preparation time, right? So 10 minutes preparation time, you can sit down there and really just think very carefully how you're going to plan your response. Okay. Yeah. So candidates for plan response, they are supposed to plan and deliver a response of up to 2 minutes to a video clip and accompanying prompt presented on a computer screen. Candidates are assessed on their ability to present their ideas and opinions fluently and effectively to engage the listener. Okay, so that's plan response. I don't think I need to go through spoken interaction. I think you're quite familiar with that. Okay, so back to our content. Okay, this one, I think you understand the component very well now. 20 marks, right? Personal response or plan response and engagement. Now, the tips, of course, I think this one, a lot of teachers might have told you before. Okay, but I'm just going to go through very quickly. Look alert and confident. Try to engage eye contact with the examiner. Please don't just look down. Okay, then that shows that you're not confident, and definitely that's they're gonna just minus marks for that. Okay. Sit up straight, try to look in the eye to show that you're alert and confident. Looking down will not impress, definitely. Like I said, they're gonna discount your marks. Okay, it's just minus. Yeah. So second tip, the first tip, of course, is to look confident. The second tip is basically to express your personal response. I think I might have shared with some of you before that I think in 1 year, was it 2019, I think, COVID year, that year. Yeah, I remember quite clearly it was COVID year because I was assigned as the oral examiner for it wasn't St. Andrews. Oh, Anderson Secondary. Yeah, so for O levels. So I went there. It was my first time there actually. And because it was COVID, I remember there was this panel, this plastic acrylic panel in front because of COVID, and all of us had to be on mask, right? And that was quite a struggle because students, when they wear masks to talk, it can be quite muffled. Yeah, so that was what happened then. So as an examiner, it really can get kind of boring if you've been listening to like 20 students, because the topic is the same. So generally, most students will say the same things. Okay. So as an examiner, I think it gets a little bit, you can get a little bit bored when everybody's saying the same thing. But what really makes the students stand out is that if you're able to share your personal experience, because everybody's experiences are different, right? So if you're able to share some really interesting experiences you've had, it really will impress the examiner. Somehow it will perk us up because usually oral happens after school, in the afternoon. Don't forget for O levels, so don't forget that teachers, they've had like half a day in school teaching, and also they can be quite lethargic. Okay, so when they're there to examine you for your oral exam, and if you're saying the same thing or you're just very soft, it kind of it can be a bit of a standoff-ish for the teacher as well. So understand from your teacher's perspective, okay? try to share your own opinions, as well as experiences. I think experiences are quite fun to listen to. Okay, because everybody has different experiences and your examiners might not have experienced that before, so they'll be interested. Okay. Don't give like too general response, then it's like nothing special, right? So try to be not afraid to share your opinion. Know yourself very well. You can be affirmative. Wait, hold on. Someone is coming in. Who's that? Oh, Sherman. Okay. Let me take Sherman's attendance. Sherman is present. Okay, right. Yeah, basically don't be afraid to share your opinion. There are no right or wrong for oral. Just be firm with your point of view. And of course, when you are so you know, so persistent with your point of view, you must also give reasonable explanation for it. Okay. So give reasons and examples. Okay. And also best if you have personal anecdotes to share, personal experiences. Okay. Agree to disagree. It's fine to say that, you will not be interested in attending the party or something like that. Okay, you can say no. You always can say no. Like I said, there are no right or wrong. Just be firm with it and give reasonable explanation. Okay. Now, number 3, it's supposed to be a conversation. So you are supposed to interact with your examiner. I mean, if you're confident enough, you can even ask questions. Okay, you can even ask the examiners like, what do you think of this? Like, or what are your viewpoints? Are your viewpoints different from mine? But then again, it can be risky. It's quite interesting if you can, ask the examiner questions back to them, throw the questions back to them. But then again, you have to be confident enough to respond to their responses if they respond to you. Okay, of course, I'll say don't take the risk if you are not confident in striking a conversation. Yeah, but if you're confident enough, you can do that. Okay. Show initiative in offering ideas. I think the part on idea is something that is quite impromptu when it's a conversation. But the part on idea, you can plan if it's a planned response. Okay. Stay calm, do not be stressed. I think all this you guys know. Do not leave long, awkward pauses because that will leave the impression that you need to be prompted. Okay, then again, don't be too stressed out if you realize that the teacher keep prompting you. Actually, we all want to help you to pass. As long as you say something, I think most likely you will not fail oral. Okay, it's just whether you're a high band or medium band. Low band, we hardly fail people for oral unless you really don't speak at all. Or you speak like just minimal sentences, like just one sentence for every prompt, which shouldn't be the case. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, don't be too stressed if they prompt you because we are given a list of prompts. Okay, it's not on your list, but it is on ours when we go for examiner duties. So we will, in fact, I would think that if there are 20 students, majority of the students, maybe 18 or 19 students, will be asked all prompts. Okay, because we want to try to help you to score. So when we ask prompts, don't be too stressed. Don't think that, oh, why is the teacher asking me so many? Is it I didn't say enough, before that? Not necessary because most of the time we do ask all the prompts to almost all students. Unless there's this one student who can keep going and keep the conversation going very well, then we will not ask. Okay, there will be main prompts definitely, but there will be additional prompts that we can ask. The main prompts there will be 3, and under the main prompts there will be 1 or 2. Okay, so the 3 main prompts usually they'll be asked. So don't be afraid or don't be worried about that. Okay, just keep talking. But of course, when I say keep talking, doesn't necessarily mean that you talk nonsensical things. Okay, just keep talking, keep the conversation going because that really determines your marks. Okay, and also have a variety of ideas because you don't want to be repetitive and saying the same thing again.